We got to get this economy moving again. We got to get people back to work. We got to stop the spending that's going on in Washington. It's completely out of control. It wasn't fiscally disciplined enough when it was under Republican control. It's completely out of control now. We got to put a stop to that and the debt that they're putting on our kids and our grandkids. And we got to stop Obamacare. We do need to reform health care in this country. There's a lot of things that we need to do, but Obamacare clearly wasn't the answer. And how wonderful is it going to be to take that gavel out of Nancy Pelosi's hands? And to give it to John Boehner. All right, yeah. Yeah. Now, I think all of you know that I spent 14 years in Washington, so I have a fair amount of experience. I know how Washington works. You know, I'm a Republican, and I certainly don't trust the Democrats up there. But it may not be surprising, or it might be surprising to some, but I don't trust the Republicans either. And we have to get it right this time. Now, when I was elected back in '94 and the contract with America and Newt Gingrich and all that, for a while we got it right, but then it went off the tracks. And the American people tonight, at least in the House, are giving us a second chance, but they won't give us a third. So we got to get it right this time. And I know that my Tea Party friends will be holding us accountable, and God bless them for their help. God bless them. And in fact, I've got a bumper sticker on my car that I've had on there for a number of months now from the Tea Party folks that says, "Remember in November." And I've got a great big sign in our campaign headquarters that says, "Remember in November." And this is going to be, after all your hard work, this is going to be a November to remember. And we have to start doing some common sense things, some Cincinnati common sense things up in Washington. Like, for example, if we're going to pass some legislation, shouldn't Congress actually read the bills? And shouldn't we cite in the Constitution where it gives Congress authority to actually pass those bills? And finally, shouldn't we apply the laws that we apply on everybody else on Congress as well? Now, we've got a lot of work to be done. There's no question about that. And I'll just conclude by saying this. You know, the voters all across the country and here in Cincinnati have spoken tonight. It's time that Washington starts listening. All right. So I want to, again, thank my family. I want to thank my volunteers and thank all of you for sending me back to Washington. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to work my tail off. I can guarantee you that. And God bless each and every one of you. God bless your families. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you.
You've been listening to Steve Chabot give what sounds an awful lot like a victory speech. Incumbent Steve Driehaus is addressing his supporters right now. Let's listen in live to him downtown.
Tens of thousands of doors just in the last few days. So we know how hard it was to work. We know how hard it was to get out there and to do our part. We're caught up in a change. We're caught up in a wave, just like we were brought in a wave. But we will be back. I just want to thank my wife, Lucienne. My mom's here. And the kids. They get to see a little more of me now, so that's all right. So listen, I just want to say thanks to all the volunteers, all the family that are here, all the time you've put in. Let's keep moving the country forward. It's time for the parties to come together to make positive change for the country. And I want to thank all of you for what you've done. Great effort. Let's keep moving forward. Thank you.
You've been listening to Democratic Congressman Steve Driehaus conceding to Republican Steve Chabot, who challenged him. Driehaus promising, "We will be back." So that'll be an interesting one to check out as time goes by.